Kansas City beat my Atlanta Falcons on Sunday Night Football. It was a great game, and it was a good grinded-out game for the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to be going up against a Los Angeles Chargers team that is now, I would say, pretty banged up with Justin Herbert. His status of the game is going to be in question with his ankle injury. Rashawn Slater also got hurt as well. Joey Bosa also with his hip. It's going to be very interesting to see what type of team the Chargers field come this Sunday as the Chiefs fly to Los Angeles. Ryan and I, we're going to break down the game. We're going to break down the matchups within the game that you need to watch and provide our predictions at the very end of the video and why we think that team's going to win. But before we get into that, we have a goal of getting to 100 new subscribers for this Week 4 prediction video series. So any help is greatly appreciated. So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the Tracy Take. Leave a like. Let us know who you think is going to win this game and why. And so, Ryan, I think I kind of probably already kind of laid the groundwork of what the biggest question mark is going to be. But who are the Chargers going to be on Sunday? Like, literally, is it going to be Taylor Heineke, who they just signed? Is it going to be Easton Stick, who's the traditional backup quarterback for them? Is Justin Herbert going to try and fight through this game again with even now supposedly a little bit weaker offensive line if Rashawn Slater is not going to go? I think who are the Chargers team going to be? There's a couple injuries as well on the Chiefs side, that they've kind of piled up. Everybody knows about Isaiah Pacheco, but Nick Bolton's status as well on the linebacking side. I don't think that's as big of a loss. It's nowhere near as big of a loss, obviously, if Justin Herbert's not able to go. That's not even a comparison. But still.
I believe Nick Bolton came back into the game on Monday night.
He did, but I thought he got hurt again. And so I could be wrong on that. But still need to go and monitor the status. But I said the biggest injury questions are going to be on the Chargers side, obviously.
Yeah, with starting left tackle, starting quarterback, I think two of the most important positions on the offensive side of the ball. I think that's going to be the really big question here. In all fairness, I would probably still be picking not to give it away, but I'd probably still be picking the Chiefs anyways. Even if those guys were going, I still just think this Chargers team is rebuilding enough that that the Chiefs are going to be able to take advantage of some of the mistakes that they do make. And with a guy like Easton Stick or Taylor Heineke back there, they're going to make way too many mistakes. Even with the amount of mistakes that the Chiefs have made this year, Patrick Mahomes has 4 interceptions through 3 games and just has not had a great start.
Well, I think it's going to be a very simplified. I say all that. This Chargers defense is still really good. I thought through 3 weeks of the season, and essentially they didn't even have Joey Bosa at all for the Steelers matchup, which they were right there neck and neck. Herbert got hurt, and then the offense just went downhill, and it was too much pressure, I think, for the Chargers defense to try and keep up with Justin Fields and the Steelers. But in general, though, Patrick Mahomes is going to have a great game to beat this Chargers defense. I like kind of what I saw with Carson Steele in the backfield as well. I know they signed Kareem Hunt. He's now on the practice squad. And Samaje Perine is there as well. I think we kind of saw this last year with the Chiefs where, and with a lot of teams are still trying to figure it out. Shoot, I'm a Falcons fan, and we've had to figure it out over these first couple of weeks. We're still trying to figure it out. I liked what I saw against this Chiefs team, who I thought defensively is one of the, I would say, above average in the league, especially with Chris Jones right there. It's going to be a tough matchup for any offensive line. But in general, though, I think the Chiefs defense is really good. So this Patrick Mahomes offense, they'll figure it out and they'll pick it up. Rashee Rice is a stud for that team, I think, including Xavier Worthy. I know we've debated this, but I think he's a great piece to what he's got. Travis Kelce hasn't even come along that much. Won't talk about any of the other tabloid stuff. He just hasn't really been included too much in the offense overall. But I think it goes to show how great Rashee Rice and the rest of the offense, I think, has been playing. So I think they'll figure it out. It's still September, but this is going to be another good test for this Chiefs team to just keep improving on the offensive side of the ball.
This Chiefs team reminds me a little bit of last year's Bills team, where they're kind of having to go to other contributors because Stephon Diggs had an okay start to the season, but not a great start to the season last year. To me, that reminds me a little bit of what Travis Kelce's going through, where maybe age is a factor. Maybe there's off the field stuff that's a factor, but he has had a slow start to the year. Rashee Rice is starting to take over. Xavier Worthy is starting to take over. They're trying to get Juju Smith-Schuster involved. Whether that's a good idea or not. Yeah, and so all in all, I think this Chiefs offense is just trying to figure things out right now, but they're just making a lot of mistakes along the way. Like I said, Patrick Mahomes has 4 interceptions through 3 games, some missed throws. Some of that was caused by defensive pressure, and yeah, so they're still trying to figure things out. I think once when Isaiah Pacheco comes back and they can kind of reinstall that like downhill run game, that should help lighten the load as well. But we'll just kind of have to see until then. I said it in week 1 though. I was like, the Chiefs had 2 explosive plays against the Ravens. That was a large summation of their offense. And other than that, they really struggled, really in between the 30s. But once when things got condensed down in the red zone, we saw that again last night. They struggled against the Falcons in the red zone as well. So that'll be one thing. Can the Chargers hold the Chiefs to field goals once when they get into the red area? And can the Chargers take advantage of take advantage and make some big plays? Because I think if you look at this Chargers offense, Ladd McConkey's making big plays. Josh Palmer was out, but Quentin Johnston is making plays as well. Like they have a good group of guys down there that are young and still learning, but they're still making big plays here and there. So I like what I've seen from this Chargers team, and I think going forward this is going to be a much more formidable team. But right now I think they're a little young, they're a little banged up, and probably maybe just a little bit not enough for the Chiefs.
Well, yeah, I think even with Justin Herbert healthy, I agree with you. The Chargers offense has been having a lot of success when they're able to run the ball and establish the run. And as what we saw with the Steelers when Justin Herbert was in, is they had a tough time running the ball just in general. And the Steelers have probably one of the best defenses in the league, but they weren't really able to establish that. But they were able to pick apart the defense a little bit through the air at times. Quinn Johnson had a good touchdown, but all that is for naught though if Justin Herbert doesn't play. So you were mentioning it. It's like, can the Chargers defense keep them to field goals? And it's like, I think that's all the Chiefs really need is going to be field goals, especially too if Taylor Heineke's in the backfield. And nothing against Taylor Heineke, but it's not like it's not like he's got like what it was like when he was in Washington, where he had a bona fide stud in Terry McLaurin. As well, a guy he can lean on, and then a top defense. But he does have a top defense if he does end up going. But there's just a big difference, though, overall, when he's going to be behind center, if he is, versus Justin Herbert. And I think that's just the biggest question mark. And that's why I kind of go into predictions here now. It's like, I'm with you. I probably was going to go to the Chiefs anyways, but definitely the fact that there's question marks at the QB position is going to make it a very clear choice for me with Kansas City. Maybe they haven't looked the sharpest, but I still thought they played pretty well. The Falcons have a good defense also. They've gone up against the Ravens, who have a good defense. And then who was their week 2?
Bengals.
The Bengals. And the Bengals, I mean, she still Trey Hendrickson on that front there and that front 7. So I think they've had some tough matchups as well. And they're going to have another tough defensive matchup here. That all being said, though, I still think the Chiefs are good for 21 points. And I just don't think the Chargers can put up 21 points, especially if Justin Herbert is not in the backfield.
Yeah. No, I don't think they'll be able to keep pace. I feel like a broken record, but I would have struggled to see them keeping pace with Justin Herbert in, and I really don't see them doing that because the Chiefs play downhill. They're going to load the box. They're not going to let him run the ball, and they're just going to get after Taylor Heineke and make him force the ball into coverages that he may not either see or want to throw into, but his reads are going to be. So all in all, I think it's pretty clear that we're both taking the Chiefs in this matchup. Let's go ahead. We'll wrap it up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to come out ahead in this week 4 matchup. Will it be the Kansas City Chiefs? Will it be the Los Angeles Chargers? And other than that, we'll see you guys next time.